Welcome to the Website Success Show, the podcast dedicated to helping women in business get more traffic and sales through their website with less reliance on social media and paid ads. I'm Jules White, the founder of the Website Success Hub, and I love helping local and online businesses make more money through their existing website. If you have a business you love, but you don't like the way your website performs, then this is the show for you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. This morning, I thought I would come on and talk about some questions that came up. I created a brand new talk this week, which I delivered in my local networking group. I'm going to upload the video version of that, so I'm not sure when that will go live on the podcast and the YouTube channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But it was all about how you can use AI to make your website immediately better. And it was great. I enjoyed enjoyed creating it. It took me far too long. All of these things end up taking me too long, really. But it was a brand new talk, so I wanted to keep it condensed, keep it to something that was actionable and was going to deliver value. And I think it did. That everyone seemed to enjoy it. So there were some questions that came up at the end that I thought I would just pop on this morning and just talk through those questions. So the biggest question that came up, and I think this is something that people wonder about all the time, and I've actually recorded an episode about this before of what to do when you don't know where to get started. But the question that came up in the group was, I have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of energy and a limited amount of things that I can do in terms of dedicating some time to my website. So what should I do? What should I focus on? And I had, in the talk that I did, I'd given some examples of different things that you could do to use AI to make your website better. But my immediate answer, I think, for this is if you haven't set up Google Search Console, then start there. If you're thinking about how can I get more traffic through my website, how can I improve my Google rankings or my rankings wherever, whether that's AI rankings or Google or Bing or wherever, and improve the way that the bots can understand your website and hopefully how people can also understand your website as well, then start with Google Search Console. Get that set up. It's simple to set up. It's quite easy to do. And it's a lot easier to use and to understand than Google Analytics. A lot of people, they've heard of Google Analytics and they set that up and then they dive in and look at it, get completely overwhelmed with the interface because it's pretty, like when you first go in, it's pretty confusing. It's not that easy to use. Whereas Google Search Console is actually pretty simple. There are some bits that look a bit complicated, but you can go in and you can see fairly simply what's going on with your site and what Google is understanding about your site. And ultimately, that's what Google Search Console does, is it helps you to understand how Google sees your website. So it helps you to understand the things that Google is associating with your website, but more importantly, the things that it's not as well. So if there are some really important terms that you know your website should be showing up for on Google, and it's not showing as a keyword in Google Search Console that you're getting any impressions for, then that's somewhere you can focus on first. So making sure that you've mentioned that thing on your website. And this is very, very common, where people will be spending so much time on their social media and actually having fantastic content across their social media about the thing that they want to be the expert on. But you come to their website and actually they're not really mentioning it very much, or it's so spread across the whole website, then Google doesn't understand which page is the best one out of all the pages on this website, which one is the best one for Google to show up in those search results, really. So I would definitely say to start with that. I have a little mini course on my website. It's all about setting up Google Analytics and Google Search Console. It's just a quick course that teaches you how to set them up and how to understand the basics. So the things that you need to sort of look at when you first set them up. But even if you're thinking, okay, I don't have time to do anything with my website, if you go in and set those tools up with both of them, actually, I would set both up, Google Search Console and Google Analytics. Make sure you've got them set up, because then they can be gathering data in the background. And at some point, you are going to want to do this. At some point, your website will become enough of a priority for your business, or actually getting more customers in a way that's not burning you out, like social media, creating content all the time. Then at that point, when you're ready to start looking at your website and start making it work for your business, then at least you've got some data gathered, and you've got so much more power when you've got that data there to work from, really. That's sort of somewhere where you could also see some really good low-hanging fruit. So you might go into your Google Search Console and go to your queries. So there's a little tab that says queries. And if you look at that, it tells you all of the words that Google is associating with your site. So it tells you all of the keywords that people have typed into Google and Google has then shown you up somewhere in the search results. That might be on page 100, but it has shown you somewhere in those search results. And it will show you the average position as well that it's shown you in. And it will tell you the number of clicks. I was trying to think what the third thing was. The number of clicks where people have actually, you've shown up for that search result and people have clicked through to your website from Google. And that can be really powerful because then you can look for those search terms. You can look for the ones that are most important for your business, as I say, and look for the ones that aren't there and think, okay, what page can I optimize, or do I need to create some new content for that particular search term that I want to be showing up for in Google? You can also look at the ones that you are already showing up for, where you're getting a fair amount of impressions for it. So that means that some people are searching for it each month, and the number of impressions maybe would depend, like it would depend from business to business what would class as being worth your while. So for some impressions, if it's a really competitive search term, then actually seeing thousands of impressions on there might be like you might need to see that before you think, okay, this is something that's worth my time. And it does depend on the intent of the search as well. So if it's something that's a commercial search intent, people are looking to purchase something, there's lots of people looking for it, it's not too competitive, but you're showing up in averaging positions, let's say 6 to 20, then that could be a really good opportunity, because that's one where you maybe don't need to do too much to hop yourself up the rankings a little bit. And actually, I say 6 to 20, if you're in position 11 averagely or position 12 averagely for something, and you could just make a few tweaks that could help you then to hop over onto that first page of Google search, then that can make a massive difference, because the majority of people aren't going to click through to page 2. And while we want to be in that top position if we can, and certainly the top 3 are going to get more than sort of 54% of the clicks, they reckon, go through to those top 3 organic search results. But if you are on that first page, that makes a big difference as well. So that's where I would sort of say to focus firstly, really. If you don't know what to do, set up your Google Search Console. Just go in and have a look at it. Use my course, as I say. It's just a short mini course. But use that to help you understand how to actually look for that low-hanging fruit, then check out that course. This is also something I offer in my power hours as well. So if somebody wants some help on actually just understanding their analytics, understanding what position they're in right now with search and where that low-hanging fruit is and kind of what to focus on first, then start with that, definitely. And then if you're thinking, okay, so I've done that, or I've already got Google Search Console set up and I'm looking at it fairly regularly and kind of understanding that, but I want the next step after that, I would start thinking about what page you need to optimize. And I would always say to start with those money pages first. So the pages that are closest to the sale, whether that means for your business, your product pages, or your booking page. It might be a booking page if the next step to get people to actually spend money with you is for them to book a discovery call. Maybe it's the most important page to you is for them to join your email list because you're really hot on selling to people through your email list. And start with those money pages first. So look at those pages, look at whether you've optimized them for search and for conversions. So are you clear on what you want those pages to show up for on Google? And if you are, have you then optimized for those terms? How are those pages performing already? So looking at your Google Search Console pages, looking at the reports from that page and what search terms are being associated with that. Is it right? Are there things that you can do to help to encourage that page to show up in search results? And then thinking about the conversion. So have you actually set that page up to encourage people to convert? Or is it immediately clear when they come into that page that what you do, how you're going to make their life better and what they need to do to get it? Is there one clear call to action on that page? Is it encouraging people to actually take that action as well? So is it set up in a way, things like using directional cues on your buttons, simple things like that, making sure that the buttons aren't small text, make sure they're really clear, make sure people aren't having to hunt for the buttons on the page. Those kind of things that can help with that conversion on that page. Are there any traffic leaks on that page? Have you got an immediate link at the top of that sales page to take them to your social media? If they do that, then they're off scrolling socials and they're not then on your sales page and taking the action that you want them to take. If you're then thinking, okay, I've done that, now what's the third thing that I need to do? Think about your homepage, because this tends to be the page that gets the most amount of traffic from most websites. thinking about that. Is your homepage set up in a way where it encourages people to explore your content further? What's the goal with your homepage? And there might be more than one goal with a homepage. This is the only page on our website we can kind of get away with it actually having transitional calls to action as well. Think about what you want them to do at the top of the page. Maybe you want them to join your list or book a call or check out your products, check out your category pages, however you've set those up, if it's a product-based business. Then thinking about what else you can have on that homepage that helps to build that trust. So having some of your social proof on there, whether that's companies you've worked with, whether that's trusted by, whether that is your testimonials, whether that is your expertise coming across on that page in different ways, helping people to understand the easy steps to working with you as well. And also helping people to binge your content. So if you've got blog posts, if you've got articles that then will lead from those articles into your sales pages, then that's kind of the action that you want people to be able to take from your homepage. So looking at your homepage and working out, okay, what is this doing for my business? And this is something you could then feed that into AI. You could feed that into ChatGPT or Google Gemini and just ask it to analyze your homepage and just look at what you can do to improve it and make that more of a signposting page that then takes people to then explore working with you and just making it really clear from your homepage what they should do, because I think that can often be one of the problems, is that it's confusing. People come into your homepage and they either just don't know what you do or they don't know what they're supposed to do next, or the menus are confusing. There's so many different things that you could do with your homepage. So yeah, if you're limited time, that's kind of the order I would do it in, really, is making sure you've got your data gathering tools set up. So Google Search Console, Google Analytics, looking for those low-hanging fruit there. So what could you make tweaks to that could then just hop you up the rankings a bit? How are your sales pages set up? Are they set up for traffic and conversions? And then your homepage and what's going on with your homepage that you could then improve your customer journey, improve the clarity, make it simpler, make it more streamlined, help people to binge your content and to understand why you are the person they should be buying from. So I hope that's helpful. Have a lovely weekend and I will see you soon. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Website Success Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps others find the show. If you're ready to make your website work harder for you, grab my free beginner's guide to SEO. It's packed with simple, actionable tips to help you get started improving your website's visibility and attracting your dream client. Head to thewebsitesuccesshub.com/start to download it and take the guesswork out of creating a website that works for your business.